I'm Molly, I'm from the Broadway gallery, and today we're going to be doing the Comet Collage Challenge. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is just have a look through your newspaper and find any images that you like. Then you're going to use your scissors to just trim them out, and you might also want to include some text or any bits of colour that you particularly like. When choosing my images, I wanted to bear in mind some kind of story, so I was choosing some images that I thought I might be able to make something out of, and just bearing in mind the other ones I've already got. Once I was done with that, I just laid them all out just to see what I had and sort of start planning. From here, I just started cutting. So I took this little girl doing some schoolwork and decided that I wanted to use her and make out that she was designing this whole new world of all the buildings that I'd chosen from the newspaper. After that, I just got the newspaper and played around with it, sort of turning it different ways, upside down, and deciding which sections I wanted to keep. Remember, you can use it any way you like, overlapping it. You could even weave the images between one another. Then you just continue with this process until you're really happy with your image. At this point, I decided I wanted to use the scraps from one of the images I'd already cut up and use the background of the image to kind of exaggerate this whole idea of these children creating this whole other world. So just being really careful with the details. Don't worry if you accidentally cut a bit off, it's all part of the process. And then I was just testing out all of the layout, making sure I was happy with it, and decided actually I wanted to split these two up and just cut them out gently and place them in there. I really love the colour and the shape of this graph, so I thought I'd have a little fun with it and just kind of get this idea of these kids being really experimental and really clever. So I just wanted to cut it all up and just put it in there, and I just think it made for a really nice different shape. Once I was done cutting that up, I made sure all the pieces were just where I wanted them to be, and if you have a terrible memory like me, you can always take a photo just so that you know where they go back to once you're done sticking them together. So as you can see here, I just always start by very gently sticking together the pieces that are already quite obviously overlapping. It doesn't matter if you pick them up off the page, I just like to make connections with things that I think are important to go together first. Don't forget, you can still be playing around with the composition now. I here was just making sure that everything was sitting just right before I went on and just stuck that down, again keeping it in sections just so that things seemed a bit more orderly. Once you've got all the little pieces done, you can just go to the back and stick down all those big sections. You can use coloured paper to stick it on, or something else entirely, and maybe even a piece of the newspaper, but I just went with a white background just to show you guys today. When sticking down your pieces, I would definitely recommend just gently smoothing over where you've stuck it down. If you need to pick it up and move it, that's absolutely fine. Just take care not to tear the paper. So there you have it, the Comet Collage Challenge is complete. We can't wait to see your creations. Please do share them with us if you can, using the hashtags below.